Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Gizmo Joe. Today, we're going to be taking a look at something a little different, and that's a USB audio interface. If you're a musician or a podcaster or whatever, there's a good chance that you probably record your stuff on a computer. And I've been playing guitar for a number of years, and I like to write my own songs and stuff. And so I needed a USB audio interface. Basically, what that means is that you have this little box here that basically connects to your computer via a USB cable, and it just records audio from instruments or microphones or whatever. So like I said, if you're a musician or if you're a podcaster, you definitely want one of these in your arsenal because, if you're just plugging straight into your computer, you might not be getting the best sound quality. And if you want to have multiple microphones and multiple instruments or whatever, you're definitely going to want to invest in one of these. Now, there are lots of USB audio interfaces online that are available from all different manufacturers at all different sort of price ranges. I wanted to get one really cheap because, like I said, I've written some of my own songs, but I don't have any delusions of grandeur. I don't think I'm going to be, on the Billboard 200 at any point in my life. It's just a hobby, something that I like to do. So I wanted something that was really, really cheap. And I also wanted something that didn't have a huge footprint. I wanted something that was relatively small that I can kind of keep on my desk, not really worry about it too much. And what I found was that sort of fit all those bills was the Behringer or Behringer. I'm not sure. If you guys know how to pronounce that brand name, it's German. Behringer. I want to say it's Behringer, but I don't know. Anyway, correct me in the comments, please. But anyway, this is their Euphoria UM2 USB audio interface. It was super cheap. I bought mine from DJ City on eBay here in Australia, and I think I paid about 79 bucks for it. I think it was actually on sale. I think normally they run about 99, but I think mine was on sale. Got it for about 79 bucks. It's super basic, super simple, and we'll kind of go over it and talk about what all the little knobs and buttons and stuff do. But basically, this was going to do the job for me. I was looking for something where I can plug in a microphone and plug in my guitar at the same time because I like to sort of record stuff live as opposed to doing, recording the guitar track and then recording my vocals on top of that. I kind of like to do it live instead. And then, obviously, in my digital audio, workshop or whatever, you're able to put in, different effects and different instruments like drums and stuff like that. But obviously, because I play the guitar and do a little bit of singing, I needed those two channels. So that's why I was looking for something super simple. Now you can get these that have multiple channels. You can plug in lots more instruments and all that sort of stuff. But for me, it just wasn't necessary. So like I said, 79 bucks I think I got this for, and I got it right on eBay. It was shipped, and I was able to start recording pretty much straight away. Anyway, let's take a look at it and just kind of go through the bells and whistles here. So first of all, the body is made of plastic. So it's very, very light, which is nice. But, if you drop this thing or if it fell off your, desk or whatever, you might end up cracking it. You might break it. So, a lot of the more premium ones are made of metal for that very reason. They're a little bit more robust. You can chuck them in a bag. You can, bring them to a friend's house or whatever. This guy is going to live on my desk. I'm not going to really bring him anywhere, and that's fine. For my purposes, it's totally fine. Anyway, I'll flip it over onto the back. You've got some of the sort of information, stuff that you'll probably don't have to worry about. Also has these 4 little rubber feet, which is nice so that when it is on a desk, it's not going to slip around all that easily. But like I said, it is plastic, so it's lightweight, and it's just a box. It's not really all that interesting to look at. But if we take a look at the top, obviously you have your mic or instrument port, and I'll go over that in just a second. But there's your gain. So if you want to mess around with that, you can. You have your instrument number 2, which is right here. That's your gain for that. And then your overall audio output here. So you can mess around with these knobs depending on your personal preference and what you're trying to go for. Now, if we take a look at the front of the device, obviously you have your logos and all that sort of stuff, but here's where it gets sort of interesting. So here you have an XLR input. Now, normally that's one of these guys, and that's usually for microphones. So you would plug this guy straight in just like this. Ooh. There we go. Just like that, and then obviously this end would go into your microphone. So that's your XLR sort of input. Your instrument number 2 is for your trusty old instrument cable, so like a guitar cable, and that just plugs straight in just like that. Okay, and then this one here is for your headphone monitoring. So if you have a pair of headphones and you want to be able to, listen to it, you can plug it in that way. Now, what's interesting about this particular audio interface, and it's not unique to this particular one, but it's just something that's handy, is that now if you're not using XLR and you want to have 2 different instrument inputs, you can use that same port that you would normally use for your XLR microphone as another instrument cable input. So that's kind of handy as well. And that's why up at top it's called mic or line gain 1. Anyway, if we take a look at some of the other stuff, you got some LED notifications here when you're clipping. Basically means that you probably need to adjust some of these gain knobs up at the top. You also have your direct monitor button. You can do that just by clicking that in and then clicking it back out again. You got your power, and then you got your phantom power as well. So phantom power is used for microphones and stuff that require it, and you can flick that on over on the back. So you'll notice that mine is on because my microphone that I use to record does require phantom power. So if you don't need it, you can just shut it right off. But you flick that switch to on, and it will deliver phantom power to your microphone. So again, pretty basic little device. If we flick it over to the back, you'll notice that there's the USB port, again, the phantom power switch, and then you can output this, you have your stereo outputs. So if, you have some monitors or something that you want to plug into it, you can. Now, this guy did the job for me. It's, I basically wrote a bunch of songs and I put out a little album, and I'll put the link down in the description. It's up on Bandcamp. To pay what you want sort of thing. So, I'm not asking anybody to shell out any cash, but if you want to download it for free, certainly check it out. But if you're interested in seeing what this guy is able to do, that's a full album that I recorded, a couple months ago, really, and put it up on Bandcamp just for fun. And I did it all through this little USB interface. So like I said, it's a decent little machine, especially for the price. You're not going to find probably a cheaper one. Behringer is known for their sort of inexpensive musicians, accessories, and instruments and stuff like that. And I've actually been using them for quite some time. They make guitar pedals, they make a whole bunch of other stuff. And I've always been consistently impressed with what they're able to kind of put in a relatively inexpensive package. So if you're looking for a USB audio interface because you're a musician or a podcaster or whatever, definitely check out the Euphoria UM2. It doesn't have a ton of ports, but if you don't need all the ports, what's the point of paying for them? So in my case, that's all I needed, and it did the job, and I am very happy with it. So I'll leave a link in the description so that you can buy this particular individual as well. And like I said, if you want to check out the sound quality of this guy, have a look at my album. I'll leave a link down in the description so that you guys can just access the Bandcamp page and have a bit of a listen. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's going to do it for me. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will be back next week with another video. This is Gizmo Joe, signing off.